of years ago, I made a video about how to organize a small space. You guys seem to like that video. I basically shared with you how I organize my studio apartment. It's very small. So for today's video, I wanted to share with you how I organize my kitchen, which is in my studio apartment. When I have my friends that come visit me, they're like, wow, I didn't even realize how small your kitchen was. You can do all the cooking that you do. So hopefully it inspires you to realize that it really doesn't matter about the space. I'm from New York City originally, and I've been to so many hole-in-the-wall restaurants where their kitchen is extremely tiny. Anything is possible. So I wanted to share with you a picture of before I transformed the kitchen. So this is what the kitchen looked like when I first moved in. As you can see, it's a very tiny space, and it's in a building that is over 100 years old. The outlets are in weird places, but I'm gonna show you how I'm able to maximize that space. Join me. My first tip is to maximize as much of the space as possible. To really use all of the wall space that you can, all of the nooks and crannies in your kitchen. So let's see how I've done that. I have 3 cabinets, and then this shelf, I actually asked the maintenance in my building to put this in so that I can put grains and things that usually I will forget to eat if I don't see it. So this is just like something like, okay, you know, I'm making oatmeal. I can just throw in some nuts, some chia seeds. As you can see, I put a spice rack, which is quite big, but I love my spices. I included this magnet, which I just love. Not only does it just hold up the knives beautifully, like look at that. Look how cool, like, oops. All right, so maybe don't try this at home, kids. But as you can see, it's just a good way to kind of save some space instead of having one of those bulky knife blocks. I think it actually looks even cooler than those blocks. And it's more sanitary. Okay, so I've added some clips on the wall so I can hang cooking utensils that I use. I've put this paper towel right underneath the cabinet hanging, again, to maximize the space. Use every space I can, putting the cutting boards against the wall here. And because I don't even have a drawer where you put your utensils, so I've had to improvise. Usually most people think of putting a dish rack, and that takes up a lot of space. So instead, what you can do is use mats, and basically whether you get a kind of microfiber one, and this is a silicone one, having this here is just great because not only does it absorb water, but it also just looks nicer, and I can easily put my food down here, or I can put wet dishes here and not worry about not having enough space. Also, what's really cool about this silicone mat is that because it's silicone, you can actually put hot stuff on it, or you can even use it to transfer hot things. It won't get damaged. In this little nook, I've put my ladder when I need to reach something. And here I've also included another cutting board. Here I've added a hook so that I can also place my gloves. And then here, I love this piece so much. I've added a hanging pot holder, and it's really been a game changer because where else would I put these pots? But also, look how cool they look. I love the way they look from the outside, and they just really are very practical. Even though I don't use it often, I have an apron. Just put a little hook here so that I can hang my apron. Small but practical garbage that I included here. So my tip number 2 is to buy items that you can recycle and reuse. Not only is it aesthetically more appealing, but also it helps you to save some space. You don't need to buy some fancy clips. You can just use a regular old, office bindy clip to help seal some of the opened goods. This is a bottle that I got from Amazon, and it's basically a good way for you to store some of your oils, especially since they may not fit. Like if you buy in bulk, you can just easily place them in those kind of containers and they'll just look nice and they'll fit. I also got these little tops. I got them also from Amazon, and I recommend them so that if you're pouring like liquids like oil and vinegar and all the other kinds of ingredients, they can just get out of control. So I bought some of those, and it's really just helped me be able to control how much I pour. Here I have a soap dispenser, and it's glass because I like things that are recyclable. Even the sponge I got it on Amazon, and it's made of natural materials. What you see here with some of these containers that I have here, I have a tea holder, and I don't have too much tea right now, but I'll just buy my teas, and instead of having all these like cardboard boxes, I'll just put the teas here. So my tip number 3, buy appliances that'll make your life easier, and it'll also add to the aesthetic appeal of the kitchen. I don't often drink coffee, but when I do, I like to make it fresh. I bought this automatic coffee grinder, so I don't have to worry about, oh, did I buy ground coffee or beans? Where can I grind it? I'll just grind it right at home when I want it. I have my coffee machine here. I have my blender. Also, you'll see that, again, as I was saying, this is an old building. So the only outlet I have is literally here, just 2 outlets. So what I actually had my maintenance team do, make sure that you're doing this safely, but I just had them set up these wires here and set up this extension cord here, which I then wrapped around at the bottom here. You can't even see it. Yeah, you can see it. And then I brought it down to another outlet that I have down here. So sometimes you have to improvise and get creative. Oh, one other thing I forgot. As I mentioned, get things that make your life easier. This is a really cool handheld milk frother. So instead of having a big clunky espresso machine, which would be cool to have, this here, I can get my coffee or I can make my espresso using my little percolator there. But then I can also just froth the milk using this thing, which, there you go. It would stir the milk, and it does a great job of getting the milk nice and frothy. And my last tip is to make the space cozy. So as you can see, you know, this is a very small kitchen, but what I've tried to do is just make it still cozy. So still keeping with the similar themes of grays. This is actually a Turkish towel, which is absorbent, but it's also has just a little bit more style. And this is a nice little gray microfiber towel. I love microfiber towels because microfiber towels absorb a lot of water and they dry very quickly. So they're just so effective to have in a kitchen, and especially a small kitchen. You have to clean up, you know, immediately after yourself all the time so that it doesn't get out of control very quickly. I also like to have a mat because I just feel like having a little cozy mat just makes the space feel more welcoming. Because I don't have a lot of natural light here in this space, I still though have a little faux plant here, but it's in a nice little decorative container that I got, and some stones, so it just helps to kind of bring a little bit of nature in here. Those are all the tips that I have for you for this small kitchen. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you have any other ideas or ways that you've decorated your own kitchen to maximize the space, but also to make it cozy, I would love to hear it. So let me know in the comment section below. And please remember to like, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon.